Hello everyone, it's Connie and today's video is the one that's been trending in the last few 24 hours, the meeting of Donald Trump and the Ukrainian President Mr. Zelenskyy. That meeting and JD Vance and the Secretary of State, there were cameras there, so let's have a look at this one. I mean this meeting was really interesting. It's the first time we've actually seen Donald Trump in a meeting with these leaders that actually he doesn't respect. Obviously, he doesn't respect Ukraine leadership, and I don't see how Mr. Zelenskyy would be able to negotiate anything with Donald Trump. He first needs to be respected. The person needs to see you, and you need to see them, and you need to agree on some kind of respect. If you are in a situation like this is just so important to just walk out and not be actually engaged in any further confrontation. This was confrontational at its best. And Donald Trump also went to his shoulder and sort of pushed him because he said something that was offensive, which is that they've been all by themselves, which would be offensive knowing exactly how much USA has been giving them money for weapons. So, I mean, that pissed him off. And then it escalated to, you're on the cusp of World War III. You're on the cusp of World War III. And it even went to actually later speaking to the reporter. You see him speak again to the reporter about Zelenskyy. I don't know what is the source of this war, but I think we can all agree this was not a meeting. This was actually a confrontation. Zelenskyy was treated like a little boy that had to sit on a naughty chair, and he was sitting on a naughty chair. He didn't appear strong. He was wearing this tracksuit pants. I don't know why he went to the White House with tracksuit pants. Didn't people tell him that he needed to be respectful and act like a leader of a country? That's another matter for him and the people that were advising him before this meeting. But if he really wanted to have a very honest conversation and respectful one, he should have treated this meeting with much more respect and really measured without actually going to this extreme. This is how Donald Trump can be if you really aren't careful when you go into this meeting. You saw a few days ago with the France, so with the UK, even with the UK, apparently people are saying that they didn't even get along. I mean, during the press conference, they look really like diplomatic. The reports now are surfacing that, yeah, during that Oval Office, which wasn't recorded, like this one was recorded, but it actually wasn't that good meeting apparently. So all these leaders who are going to see Donald Trump, you guys need to learn and be able to study and not really respond and get these people up to that level where you actually end up being humiliated, and no leader wants to be humiliated. It's that being humiliated in that manner, it's no joke. Honestly, it's not joke. I feel sorry for Zelenskyy. I feel sorry for Ukrainian people. But this is what you get from Donald Trump. And actually just highlighted some of the recent attributes that I think most Americans voted for him for, that because he's such an opposite of Joe Biden. Joe Biden was so sleepy. Sometimes I always worry whether he really understood what he was agreeing to. So you can see the stark difference there between his leadership style, Joe Biden, and the leadership style of Donald Trump. And so I can appreciate why Americans voted for Donald Trump.
And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin.
I don't know why Zelenskyy asked that question. Why are you aligning yourself with Putin? That is the question for reporter to ask Donald Trump, not for Zelenskyy. That's not for Zelenskyy. It's for reporters to ask Donald Trump, why are you aligning yourself with Putin? He is there to negotiate. He's not a reporter. So he is acting like a messenger and of these tropes. And that, I think, it's one of the things that pissed Donald Trump off in this meeting. And JD Vance, and the meeting escalated to this level. You'll see later how it escalated. Okay?
What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. we're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You
was
don't have
in
the
it.
cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What do you-
III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting, have
today.
you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
are
of
you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a
answer?
lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I...
You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying-
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you through
I
this-
said
Is he saying he's been alone? I don't understand why people didn't advise him, Zelensky. That is very condescending. You haven't been alone. You've been funded by American people. So at least you must be grateful. Why is he I mean, didn't he actually get any coaching from advice about how to, handle Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump will go, I mean, this is like a child sitting on the naughty chair, being disciplined. He's been humiliated.
Stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
If
again?
you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
Oh my God! Donald Trump he pushed his shoulder. He sort of pushed him like that. See that one? Let's go back. Let's go back. This is extraordinary. Oh my God! This was wow. Why did he allow himself to be treated this way? He shouldn't just be quiet and not say anything in this meeting. Not say anything. And say, okay, that's good. Yeah, thank you. And then leave. This is it's very condescending. And Donald Trump doesn't like when he actually sees that he's actually losing a conversation or losing a debate. He gets very aggressive. And you can see that aggression when he pushes his shoulder. He is so angry, Donald Trump, when Zelensky said they've been on their own in this war. And he's saying no, because we funded the war, we've given you all the weapons.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
If
again?
you didn't have
You
our
invited-
military
Look at that.
equipment,
That's that.
Invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this, I'll tell you.
Just say thank
Yes,
you.
definitely.
I said
There's no
a lot
way
of
to
times
have
there,
any
except
agreement
for
here. It's
American
Accept
definitely
that
a
there are
fight.
disagreements, and let's go
This one is the
litigate those
big one.
disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right.
Just laughing because of the Donald Trump is doing. But this is no. Why did Zelensky attend a meeting with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the Secretary of State, Macron? He's there, but he's just nowhere to be seen because he's so weak. And had cameras there and then behave in such a manner. And the fact that he's not even wearing a suit in a meeting, very important meeting, why is he not wearing a suit? He looks like a naughty child who's going to be disciplined, who's done really naughty stuff. He's been humiliated by these two men, powerful men, Donald Trump and his vice president. Why? Why did he even agree to attend this meeting? Don't they have any agenda for meeting? Like, what are they going to discuss? He knew, this is... I'm so sorry for Ukraine. Honestly, I'm so sorry for the Ukrainian people. This is the disaster. This was a disaster. Horrible disaster.
Right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
So what's the reason why he doesn't want a ceasefire? Where, if Donald Trump is correct, they don't have enough soldiers. How are they going to fight the war? Even if they get a support, how are they going to fight it without soldiers? Even if they gave them weapons, can't fight the war forever. You have to come to the table and negotiate. Who is telling the truth? Who is telling a lie?
That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry, here.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia, the 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
definitely.
We'll see what we can do about putting it.
Oh, yeah, great television for sure. That I agree. Yep.
We'll see.
Humiliation. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness.
Had a meeting today, as you know, with President Zelenskyy, and I would say it didn't work out exactly great from his standpoint. I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up a strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened, and that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight, fight, fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody. And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. If we sign, he's dealing with a very strong set of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. So that's where we are. It's very simple. I'm not looking to get into anything protracted. I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting, and we're not doing that, not for this country. So we're setting a lot of records. Economically, we're setting records, and I think every way we're setting records. One of the best is the right track, wrong track. You saw that. We're on the right track for the first time in over 27 years. People are impressed with that. The other thing is the feeling about our country. The feeling is great. It's up 48% on feeling on business. And that's the record we've never had. There's never been a record where we've ever gone up that much in such a short period of time. So we're doing really well. And I guess some of you are coming with us, and if you are, I hope you're going to have a good flight. What? He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, and all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay? I can tell you.
Did you tell Zelenskyy to leave the White House?
I don't have to tell you that. Go ahead. I think you know the answer to it. What? Wait. Look, I don't trust or distrust anybody. I just want to get a deal done. And if the deal happens, good. But you can't embolden somebody that does not have the cards, and all of a sudden that person says, oh, well, now I can keep fighting. We're not going to keep fighting. We're going to get the war done or let them go and see what happens. Let them fight it out. I want anybody that's going to make peace. If he's capable of making peace, which he may or may not be, but I want somebody that's going to make peace. Again, He doesn't have the cards. When we sign up, he's got all of the cards. That doesn't mean he can fight. He's got to stop the fighting, stop the death. He's losing hundreds of thousands of soldiers. It's time to stop the death. Say it? Well, he says he wants it now. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that. They should have an immediate ceasefire. That was the other thing. He didn't want to do about ceasefire. A ceasefire could take place immediately. A contract, if you want to end the war, you sign up an agreement. That's going to take a period of time. It takes time. I want it to end immediately. And I think if you had a ceasefire, it would be a ceasefire, a real one, that would end it. But he doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Do it better. I want it to end immediately. I want a ceasefire now. He says, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's a big shot because he has the U.S. on his side. Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win. Let me tell you.
Yeah, for Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, you being a cupcake, I don't think you can stand a chance. You'll be humiliated like Zelenskyy. Don't even try to go to the White House. I hope you're not going to even try. Because you'll be subject to that humiliation if you go to the White House. Stay in South Africa, fix the problem in South Africa. Do not go to the White House. If you don't want to appear as a little boy who needed to be put on a naughty chair, just like the president of Ukraine. You do not want to be like that. Nobody deserves to be treated that way. That meeting was really hostile. It was hostile at its finest best. And the person that came up strong was Donald Trump. Zelenskyy was humiliated in this meeting. Donald Trump showed leadership, showed why Americans chose him instead of Kamala Harris. Thank you guys for listening. Until next time.